Do you find yourself in a situation where you have to sell your house, but you have bad credit and you're concerned about being able to buy another house when you sell yours? Perhaps your credit is such that you might not even qualify to rent another house, but here you are, you're in a situation where you just have to sell your current home. A few things to think about. Number one, the property values in most markets are as high as they've ever been. So hopefully you have a good amount of equity in your home. What I mean by equity is the difference between what you owe on your house and what it can be sold for. When the house is sold and the loan is paid off, that difference in cash is what you get. It's your equity. And hopefully that sum is large enough to the point where it would give you some options. One option might be you find a house for rent, and where you might not normally qualify to rent that house, your equity, the cash that you have, is enough where you can offer that homeowner to pay a whole year's worth of rent. You can say, I'm going to pay 12 months of rent. Here it is, and it's amazing how your credit score can be overlooked in situations like that if you're able and willing to pay a whole year's worth of rent. Now, in some situations, they might still look at your credit and say, sorry, you don't qualify, but you have a lot more options if you offer that. The landlord knows that they have all the rent for a year, and they'll cross that bridge when they get to the end of that year as to whether or not they continue to lease to you. Maybe you won't even want to continue to lease, but they can get you in the door, and it's a good option. Maybe your equity is so much that you could even pay cash for a smaller house. Maybe you're downsizing and you say, hey, I can get this lump sum of cash, and I know I can find a little home that I can live in and be happy in, and I can pay cash for it. That's a wonderful way to do it. Outside of that, there could be other options. Maybe there's friends or family members who, because they know, like, and trust you, they can rent a place to you that they own, or maybe you even stay with them for a little while until your credit gets built back up and you're able to go out and buy or rent again. There are options, and if you talk with your local realtor, they've seen these sort of situations. They can give you ideas. There's extended stay hotels that are sometimes such that you can rent for just a short period of time until you transition into something else. There are options, so have a good discussion with your local realtor. Look online like you're doing now. You'll find some solutions, and you'll be able to move on to that next step and build from there. Have a great week.